To introduce my feature interview with Lee, I decided to film outside the Vindico Arena in Cardiff Bay, the home of the Cardiff Devils. I wanted to film my introduction there so I could speak about some of the history that the Cardiff Devils have had and briefly mention about Lee's time there. However, the date that I filmed my introduction has caused some continuity problems when you look at the actual interview I filmed with Lee. As in the introduction, I have short hair, and in the actual long-form interview, I have long hair. This is because I filmed the long-form interview back in February. While this can be confusing, I'm not expecting this to heavily impact my work. When editing my interview with Lee, one of the main things that I needed in it was B-roll, so it wasn't just two people having a conversation in a room. But Lee told me beforehand that he had a book filled with memorabilia from his time with the Cardiff Devils, one of which is the image that you see on screen. Images such as this add to my interview because it gives a visual idea of how old Lee was when he was playing for the Devils, and the types of experience that Lee has had throughout his ice hockey career and his subsequent transition to endurance sports. A problem that occurred late in the editing process of my feature-length interview with Lee Carson was that when I went to transfer over the photos I took from Lee's book, where he had memories of his playing days with the Cardiff Devils, they were not on my SD card, which makes me believe that I took the photos using the camera that had Lee's SD card in it. This was a huge problem because I didn't have any photos to show on screen when Lee was speaking about his favourite memories when playing ice hockey. What you are seeing on screen now are photos that Lee took himself when I messaged him in a panic asking him to send some photos of the book. Something that was very important for me to do in the build-up to filming my mini-documentary on Street Football Wales was to get the permission of the players and the participants that I wanted to interview as part of this. Due to the nature of the work that Street Football Wales do, and that a lot of the participants that I spoke to were very open about their struggles with mental health, it was important for me to get their permission. This is of importance because when I'm interviewing people that could be seen as quite vulnerable, it is important that I make sure they are happy to speak and be open about their struggles to me. Luckily, everyone in this video signed the required consent forms and gave me very open and honest information about the struggles they have had and how Street Football Wales has helped them over the past few months. As a side effect of the poor weather conditions in Haverfordwest on the day of filming, when watching back my interviews with the players that I got on the day of training, you can audibly hear the sound of rain hitting the roof of the building that they were interviewed in. While there is nothing I could have done to change the weather on the day of film, a method that I have used to cover this is by using background music over my interviewees to drown out some of the noise of the rain. This is an effective method because not only will the music drown out the sound of the rain, but given the participants were speaking openly about their mental health, picking the right song can add to the emotion that the viewer will feel watching this.